Today we're going to take a walk through the tomatoes, the peppers, and the okra. Welcome to my channel. I'm Kathleen and this is my Alabama farm life. It's a warm summer afternoon and it's threatening rain again. The grass is growing faster than I can keep up with. I feel like I'm always mowing and weed whacking and never getting caught up. However, I've been working hard to keep the weeds under control in our garden. I just mowed the other day and it's past time to run the weed whacker through here, but it'll have to wait for another day. Today I'm out here checking for tomato hornworms. Fortunately, we haven't seen a whole lot of them this year. We've seen these little worms that have little black stripes on them, but they've stayed small and they're just easy to get rid of. No tomato hornworms, which is really amazing. These tomatoes are looking pretty good and I'm really happy to see new growth and more flowers blooming. Unfortunately, we're also finding tomatoes that have a lot of bottom rot or just rotting on the vines, and we're pretty sure it's from too much water. But the rain seems to slow down a little bit and we're hoping that we're going to start seeing some really lovely fruit. Today, I'm just checking them out and showing off how well these are growing. Tomorrow, we're going to be out here harvesting. I also have to harvest a bunch of blueberries too. We've been getting so much water, some of them have been starting to split. So I want to get them off before it rains again so they won't split. Most of the plants out here are going to be the Better Boy variety from Haas Seeds. We have had really good luck with this variety of tomato over the last few years, and we've decided to stick with them. The Better Boy are very disease resistant. They have a high yield, pretty large, juicy fruit. It's a cross between a Teddy Jones heirloom and a red hybrid variety. I don't know what it is. It's designed to thrive in a wide range of climates and it does really well out here. These tomatoes are a great slicer and I can vouch for that. They taste delicious. I have been eating tomato sandwiches all week and they are just lovely. They have a really nice strong flavor. As we continue down this row, we finished off with 9 jalapeno plants and they are really thriving this year. Despite all the rain we've had, which tends to mellow out the heat, these little peppers are still putting out a nice little kick. These peppers have been growing and ripening pretty fast. In fact, last week's harvest, it gave me a full basket. I'm planning on making a batch of homemade pepper jelly this week. You know, kind of sweet, spicy, and it's actually perfect on toast in the morning with my breakfast. My son also likes to make jalapeno poppers. We had some the other night. He makes them with cream cheese and cheddar, and they're absolutely delicious. It's actually one of the best parts of growing our own peppers and enjoying them. It's great to know that they're fresh from the garden, and we love knowing exactly how they were grown and where they came from. So now we're going to start on this second row or this bottom row, and honestly it hasn't done quite as well as the first. I think it might have been because I didn't fertilize them enough. Funny enough, these were actually planted earlier. And they are a different variety, but I don't remember what they were. I'd have to sit down and think about it. And to make things even more complicated, several of these plants didn't make it early on, and I did end up replacing them with Better Boy tomatoes, but again, I can't remember which ones are which. These tomatoes are also on the downslope, so they got a lot of the rain runoff. So again, it could be a fertilizer problem. I may have to come out here and add more fertilizer or rabbit manure and see if it makes a big difference. So we shall see. It is nice to see that these plants are not giving up. And we've got some more growth. There's new leaves and flowers. So it looks like they are trying to bounce back. All right, well, look what we found. Now this one is small, but it looks like it's doing its best to grow. I need to tug it back in here into the cattle panel and give it some opportunity to grow up. Well, all right, tuck that leaf in, good to go. And these were another early planting, and these plants are huge. These are Tabasco peppers, and you can spot the tiny peppers hiding inside the deep green leaves. They've really taken off this year. These are my uncle's favorite peppers, and I know he's been watching them closely every time he comes over to check. Now, this is the last section that we're going to walk through, but this is the first section that we planted, and these tomatoes are looking pretty good. They're nice and green. They're trying to escape the trellis, and they're putting on new flowers and leaves, and the tomatoes over here have actually been pretty good. I'm going to need to come out here and tie them back and maybe do a little bit of pruning. I am so glad that we decided to use these cattle panel trellises. It has been a game changer. In the past years, I have spent hours fighting vines that fell over onto the ground, leaving the garden a tangled mess. But now I'd have to say that tomato maintenance, it has been cut in half, if not more. These plants are upright, easier to harvest, and we're no longer battling the jungle of what the mid-season garden becomes. And now we need to walk down into the lower field and check on the okra. And I am happy to say that they bounced back pretty well, at least the plants that have survived. We've got about 18 plants out here. We actually planted 3 rows, but this field flooded so badly. We had so much rain that we couldn't even walk down here. It was underwater for days. But now it's mostly dried up, and I was finally able to get a chance to come down here and mow. Then I brought the weed eater and my trimmer, and we actually got to get the thick grass that had swallowed up these poor plants. We got it all cleaned up, and they're free from their grass prisons. Every day I come down here, they look like they've gotten stronger and more growth, and it is really great to see. However, some of the plants are still pretty small, but again, they're growing. We're hoping that we can get at least a small harvest of okra, but any okra at this point is going to be great to have. All right, as I come down to the end of the garden, you can see where it starts to get a little moist, but back there in the corner, it is really, really muddy. It's soft, and it is impossible to get a mower down there without the risk of getting stuck. But as far as the okra goes, they are high and dry and growing. All right, that is going to be it for today. I want to thank you so much for coming along on today's walk through our tomatoes and our garden. If you are growing your own garden this year, I would love to hear about what you're growing and what you are doing. Drop a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy following life here on our farm. Have a blessed and joyous day, and I will see you on my next video.